All right, welcome class. Welcome to week number 7 of your course in reference 7314, and I am your professor, Dr. Chase Austin. Let's get into it with a few updates. This video will be short. First things first, you should be able to log on now to Question Point, which was our issue last week. I had lost my credentials for Question Point, and I had to get in touch with some of the other professors in Sissel in order to regain that. Karen Robinson over in St. Louis helped me out, and so we should be good to go. I registered you all in Question Point this evening, so you should have gotten an email about that. If you did not, you need to go ahead and contact me because you're going to need Question Point to complete this assignment. But now for your, I didn't know that would do that. But now for your reference, not your reference interaction report. Now for your virtual reference practice and paper assignment, you have your Question Point access. You should know who your partner is. If you do not, then please visit this link right here. And if you don't see that, because I am in instructor mode here, you should also see assigned virtual reference partners down here with contact info. Go ahead and make contact with your partner if you haven't already, but your directions are here, as is a rubric that I will be following as I am grading this assignment. So you should be ready to tackle your virtual reference practice and paper assignment. If you do have any questions, again, reach out to me. If you see login credentials in your email that should have been sent to you that are different from the login password that is included in the directions, then please use what is in your email. Also, please note that your due date has been changed. It was originally August. I am tripping tonight. It was originally October the 14th. It is now October the 21st. I keep doing that. October the 21st at 11:59 p.m. So because you were delayed a week, you have a week. So I will be playing around with the due date of the Wikipedia edit assignment also, but don't worry about that right now. Just know that for your virtual reference practice and paper assignment, October the 21st at 11:59 p.m. is when the assignment is going to be due. So you should have plenty of time there. Please also note, we will not have discussion posts this week. And part of that is, again, because we are a little bit behind. And I want you all to go ahead and reach out to your partners and get acquainted with your partners. So please do not worry about trying to post anything on the discussion board this week. Now, as you all should be well aware, your readings for this week and the theme for this week are services to children and to young adults, teenagers, and that sort of thing. Right now, I am at my public library's webpage, and I didn't have a lot to demo this week or a lot to talk about this week. Again, just kind of use this week to largely get caught up on your readings and then to also start on the virtual reference assignment. However, I did just want to browse around a little bit. We all have different skill sets. Some of you already know what I'm about to say, and others of you do not. And so, it's not a waste of time for those of you who do not, and hopefully for those of you who do already know what I'm about to say, please at least humor me, make me feel that I'm important. It may work out well for your grade. So, Mid-Continent Public Library, where I am currently a library member. One thing that I do want to just kind of show you all really quick. Okay. So most public libraries, now when we talk about, of course, children's services and things of that nature, my background, I did work in a public library for 1.5 years, but my background is mostly academic libraries. So I did not interact with children very much And when I interacted with teenagers, they were usually teenage students. And so I still directed them to more collegiate resources as opposed to more of the public library resources. So children's resources and children's reference are some things that I really could learn a few things about myself. Actually, I could learn a lot about a lot of things, but this is definitely one of these areas that I don't work too much within right now. But one thing that I'm first just going to show you is that Mid-Continent, like a lot of public library systems, tends to separate out its children's services, and Mid-Continent also separates out teen services and resources for reference. That varies a little more. I've seen them sometimes just thrown in the teen resources. I've seen them thrown in with the rest of the resources, and I've seen them separated out. But a lot of times children's resources are definitely separated out. So when I'm at Mid-Continent, one thing that I can do is go to this target audience thing here. And for instance, I can select teen and filter. And a lot of what I'm going to see, a lot of these are actually also listed in your adult resources. Some of them won't be. And then there are some resources that are, you'll see some resources that have versions that are explicitly for teens, and then they have different resources for, they have different packaging of a similar or the same resource for other age levels, but then they specifically make a teen version of the resource, and Explorer would be one of those things. There are some resources where once you go into the resource, you will have versions for adults and kids, and Culturegrams is one of those resources. So let's see, if I click on Culturegrams here, I wonder if it'll make me log in. Nope, it did not make me log in. I thought I had already logged in anyway, so apparently I had. But as you can see, you've got a World Edition here, and then you've got a Kids Edition here. So if I were dealing with a teen patron, I would probably just kind of assess really quickly, and this is no perfect science, but just the reality of it all, and I'm on the job in real time. If I needed, for instance, to show a student or a person who's under 18, a person who's a teenager specifically, if I wanted to show them Culturegrams because I thought that's what would get them to the information they needed, I would have to do an assessment right there. Does my student need the World Edition or do they need the Kids Edition? Now, definitely if I can tell that I'm dealing with an elementary school student, I'm probably going into the Kids Edition first. But with a teenager, with a high school student or an upper level middle school student, I won't know offhand. And so I have to do some quick assessments, talking to the student, trying to see where they are, and then I will make a determination. So you have the World Edition here, and it's got some more features and a lot more detail than the Kids Edition, which is a little more condensed. But you can go into Culturegrams, which is basically something that has, I consider it an atlas plus more. And you can kind of go in and get some of this information about these various countries, and you can just learn various facts about the countries. But what you'll have here in the Kids Edition is going to be a little more sanitized than what you're going to have in that World Edition, even though the World Edition isn't by any stretch of the imagination vulgar or explicit. You can often go into the World Edition even with a child in your audience, and there's not going to be anything that's going to jump out at them and freak them out generally. So you've got that. I am going to go back to my resources here. I'm going to go into Kids, Filter, wop. And as you can see, we've got some things here that are definitely specifically for children, and you'll see children within a lot of these names. So you've got Children's Core Collection, Britannica, Library for Children. You got Culturegrams again, we've got Explorer again, and we've got some things. Mango Mango is pretty good. I love Mango. It's pretty fun. You've got National Geographics for kids. Got these various things. Here's what I was looking for. So with Overdrive for kids, Overdrive is one of those sort of e-lending resources where you can get, audio visual materials and ebooks and things of that nature. But the good thing with Overdrive for kids is that, yes, you will specifically be getting materials that are suited for a child audience. Now we're back at this main page here, and I actually did want to show you all something from here. So these are in alphabetical order. We're starting off with book flicks, and we're going and we're going. We're at the E's and the F's and the I's and the J's and the K's and L's, M's, N's. One thing that I used to use a lot for children and teenagers when I was working at the public library that I do not see listed among kids' resources for mid-continent, but that I use quite a bit, and something that's probably going to be a little helpful for you is going to be, if you are not familiar with Learning Express Library, you may want to become familiar with that. So those of you who are already working in libraries, I'm sure you're probably already familiar with it. You've at least heard of it. But this is such a valuable resource for children and teenagers, and it's something that most public and academic libraries seem to have. So what I'm going to do is I went to the A to Z list here, and I'm going to select L for Learning Express Library. You all may want to try to tuck in mind that you have access to this resource more than likely at your public library. You should also have access through Mizzou. Yes, Mizzou does have access to Learning Express Library. I know that for sure. So you all should all have access to this if you want to take a look at it, even if you're not a member of your local public library, which you should be if you are in this program. But anyway, Learning Express Library. We can click on that. Let's see what we got here. Let's go in. Okay, so as you can see, I'm already logged in. It remembers my account, but why this is so crucial is because it is something that students can use, people of all ages can use in order to pick up skills and competencies with basic subjects, as well as get college preparation, college test preparation, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go into that first. So what you see here where it says college, I'm getting that GED stuff over there too. College admissions test preparation. If you click on that, you will have options to prepare for various college tests, including the ACT, the SAT, the PSAT, AP exams, so forth and so on. And these resources are very good. What these do is they give you tips and access to ebooks and things of that nature so that you can use those in order to sharpen up your skills as you are trying to pass classes or as you are trying to prepare for the SAT and things of that nature. So for instance, you can go into your prepare for the SAT test and you've got some tutorials. There is an ebook, as you would see right there, and you will have access to that ebook through this resource. And you will have testing tutorials, and you will have practice tests over here. Now I just did a major edit on this video, so what I need to do is go back home, and there is another way to search, by the way. So for those of you who are thinking about doing more graduate school, you no longer need the GRE for CISL, but you may need the GRE for any other graduate school that you are pursuing. So what you can do, you can also search by just typing something in the freeform search field here. So if I type GRE, for instance, and I wanted some GRE test prep help, then I can type in GRE. I'll be brought to this search results page, and let's see what we got here. Tests. That did not quite work out the way I wanted it to. Let's try it this way. Okay, so one thing that you see here, you've got various practice tests for the GRE. I believe there's also an ebook for the GRE. Let's see. Okay, so you've got separated various ebooks for GRE prep, and you can download those again for free once you are a member of Learning Express Library, and your registration should be free, but the way to unlock all the features in this resource is to go ahead and register. The last thing I wanted to show you, of course, I lied when I said this video would be short. Looks like it's going to come up on 20 minutes at this point. But one thing that you also want to be mindful of is the school center here. And when you click the school center, this actually gives you elementary, middle, and high school options. So this can be useful even for the wee babies. If we have elementary school here, we have different skills improvement resources that they can get, especially in the areas of mathematics and English. Now, if you go to high school, then you will see that in addition to mathematics and English, you will have social studies, you will have science and that sort of thing. But this is very useful in addition to those tutor resources that you see. I believe it's tutor.com. Yeah, tutor.com, live homework help. Those things, a lot of times you will direct specifically students who need help with homework and things of that nature. You can direct them to the tutor.com resources. And as you can see, I'm going to tab it over here. Yeah, you see it right there. So you have those live homework help things, but then you also do have Learning Express Library, and trust me, it goes a long way. A lot of public libraries actually struggle with people borrowing SAT prep books and things of that nature and not bringing those back. So this is one substitute that you would have for that. I would also just like to show you really quickly, and we're going to go back. So again, with this Learning Express Library, so other things that you can do, for one thing, they do have adult core skills and things like that and career preparation. So those are your more adult focused things. But something else that a lot of children and teenagers use that I notice is that they can use this to learn popular software applications. Some of these look like they've got some age on them, I see, but definitely if you have some students who need some support in learning things such as learning how to use PowerPoint and Excel, this is a good place for them to get some free help with that. So definitely don't forget about Learning Express Library. It can come in handy, especially if you've got students who need SAT prep or who need GRE prep if you're in the college ranks, or if they need coursework prep and help for, all ages and all grade levels, as you saw earlier. So I wanted to show you all that. If you have some free time and you get bored, I would go ahead and familiarize yourself with Learning Express Library. It's a great way to learn some new skills. And that's pretty much all I have for right now. That's all I'm going to show you. Again, I'm sorry I went way over 15 minutes. Whenever I say a video is going to be short, I guess it's going to be long, so maybe I need to stop saying that. Anyway, now that you've listened to me for 20 minutes, it is time to go ahead and tackle your readings, get up with your partner, get moving on that assignment, and let me know if you have questions. Thank you all. Peace!